Hello lovies, welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new, I'm Gina, aka Gina Louise, like I say in all my videos. And for those of you who keep returning, thank you so much, I appreciate it. So today we're going to do a really cool fantasy necklace, a fairy necklace, a boho necklace, a shabby chic necklace, maybe even for a wedding. We're doing one necklace. It's a thrift flip. I did it for under $5 and I think it is so cool. So let's get started. For this DIY, I used a thrifted belt. I paid under $1 for it. I used a chain that I paid $1 for from Hobby Lobby. I used some random silk flowers I had in my stash. You can use an old bed sheet. I used an old cotton curtain I had in my stash, and I also used a lace curtain I had in my stash. And of course, we're going to use my favorite glue, Fabri-Tac glue. You're going to need scissors and or electric scissors like I used. I also used two charms. I used a crystal key charm and I used a dragonfly charm. You can use whatever you want to decorate this. Just let your creativity flow. I am taking my old cotton curtain and I am removing the rod panel, and I am also removing the eyelet lace at the bottom, and I will use these strips for another project. I'm just starting a little cut here and then I'm going to tear it because I want it to be frayed. I'm going to make a bunch of strips like this, and then I also decided to take a lace curtain and I'm going to make strips with the lace curtain as well. I folded the lace in half so that I could cut several at one time, and I'm using the cotton strip that I did from the other curtain, and I'm just using that to measure it on the lace so that I have all the same length. I was actually having a hard time using my electric scissors because it kept getting caught on some of the wider holes in the lace, so I was using my fabric scissors as well. So make a nice pile of strips, both the cotton fabric and the lace fabric. And now I'm going to remove the buckle from the belt. Now I just used an X-Acto knife to remove the buckle. Just cut the stitches and it was very easy. First I tried my seam ripper and it didn't work that easy, and the X-Acto knife just cut them open so smoothly. Now I'm adding the chain to the buckle, and at first I used two jump rings. You're going to see them on here, and I didn't like the way the chain was sliding around with the jump rings, so I left them on there just to do the next step, which is I took two pieces of the cotton strip and I made them smaller. I made them skinny, and I pushed them through the loop in the chain and the belt buckle, as you're going to see here, and you see the jump rings I have on, but I do remove those later. I just pushed it through and I just tied a little knot and I cut them off, but I do camouflage them later, you'll see. Now we're going to add all our strips. Just fold your strip in half and pull a loop underneath the belt buckle, and then take the ends and pull it through. You can do this the opposite way, but if you do it the opposite way, you're going to have to continue doing it the opposite way. Meaning, like if you take that little loop and you take it through the top of the belt loop and then push the ends through, it's going to hang differently, which is fine, but you're going to want to do it the same way throughout all these strips. Otherwise, they're not going to hang smooth. So I go under with the loop, and then I take the tails at the bottom and I push it through the loop and I pull that tight. So I just keep doing that until I like the way it looks. Until I like the fullness of it. And then I'll add lace in where I feel like I need some lace now, because I didn't want to do too much lace and I didn't want to do too much of the white cotton. Although I like the white cotton the most, the lace was more of just an embellishment. So as you're going to see here again, I'm going to push my loop through the bottom, and I'm going to take the tail ends, I'm going to lift it up, and I'm going to take the tail ends and I'm going to push them through, and I'm going to make it tight. If when you're finished it's uneven, you can give your fringe a haircut. You could just take your scissors and cut it even. You could cut it on an angle if you want. You could cut it where it angles into the center, where the center is longer and the sides are shorter. Whatever you like, whatever your aesthetic is, whatever you feel looks best to you. So I'm just going to keep doing this, and I'm going to move them up the sides of the belt loop, and I'm going to keep pulling them nice and tight, and I'm going to just keep adding lace. Here's a piece of lace now, and again, remember, you're going to fold it in half, and you're going to put the loop underneath the belt loop. So I'm going to show you one more, then I'm going to speed up the video. I also pulled on both the lace and the cotton because I stretched it, and it also made it a little tighter and thinner, the pieces that were hanging, and I like that look better. So you'll see that as I continue, how I keep pulling on it. Now I'm satisfied with the amount of fringe I have hanging, and I am going to add embellishments before I glue them. I'm not going to glue them yet. I'm just going to place the embellishments on the fringe the way I think it looks pretty. So here is what I liked, and this is how I'm going to glue them. So I placed the dragonfly, the keychain, the flowers throughout, and this is what I like. I think it looks pretty. It matches my new line of clothing that's coming out, the blues and the whites, so it's going to look very pretty with some of my outfits. And here's the dragonfly. I just love it. It matches the flowers, and I am going to glue the flowers, but I'm going to put chain for the two charms. The flowers have all that little hard plastic sticking out in the back that it attaches to its stem. So what I do is I cut them off, and then I take my Fabri-Tac glue and I am just gluing them. Fabri-Tac or Fabri-Fix, they're both fabulous. One is just for fabric, one is for everything. Anyway, now I'm just putting Fabri-Fix glue on the back of them, and I'm placing them where I think they look pretty. And I am going to add chain for the charms. I took a thin chain from an old necklace that I don't wear, and I just cut it to the length of where I wanted my charm to hang. I took a jump ring and I put it on the end. Actually, all the charms come with a little jump ring, so all I did was open up the jump ring and I just added it to the end of the chain, and then I glued the other end of the chain to the top of the fringe. Then I took one of my small white flowers, the silk flowers, I added Fabri-Tac glue to it, and I pushed it up on the top of the chain so it would secure the chain better, and it just looked pretty there. It's that time again when I ask you to please hit the like button if you're enjoying this video, and consider subscribing to my channel. It helps my channel grow. Thank you. Now I took two little light blue flowers and I just glued them on top of the knot that we made earlier to secure the chain, and I love the way that looks. It's camouflaging the knot, but it also looks so pretty. And at this point I decided I was going to add some pearls to this because I had thrifted last year rolls and rolls of pearl trim, and I use it every once in a while in different designs, and here it is. So I am taking the pearl trim and I am just lining it up against one of the strips that I cut earlier so that I can make it the same size. And then what I did was I just hung it over. I didn't loop it through or anything. I just hung it over and secured it. And now you will see the final results. This is a Gina Louise design, and this is last week's project, the white denim jacket with the crochet. I'll put the link below if you'd like to see that video as well. Let me know in the comments below, did you like this project? Are you going to try this project? Would you wear this necklace? And if you would wear the necklace, where would you wear it to? And don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching.